We should be live. Let's just double check. How are we doing today? Let's see. All right. So, you weren't here last time. Just a little recap. Get to that in a second. Here is our current website. Blank page. It had some stuff, but we were trying to figure out how to change the color of some font, and inevitably created an error. Not totally sure how to use styles and their dynamic rendering of classes and stuff, so we're getting some errors. So we should probably fix those first. Oops. And then see if maybe we can create some other stuff or figure out these colors. But here was a little diagram picture we drew of what we kind of want the website to look like. So basically, we're doing an investment calculator, and let's see, it's going to be similar to some others, but have some features that I want to see in a finance calculator or an investing calculator, for that matter. One thing being kind of these sliders. So you can either type in a number in the box, or you can slide this up and down and the numbers will change. When you release that slider, then the graph will dynamically regenerate to show what that slider is showing. And then you'll have some other options like a print button, so you can print off either the graph or some other information about the numbers you've put in, how much you're investing every month or every year, something that maybe you can fill out or track. Haven't really thought too much into what that would be, but yeah, some printables. Maybe it'll give you some options. Some tabs up top for maybe different calculators. As we kind of develop and create something that's working, we can move on to maybe a budget calculator and some other things like that. And then I also have some tabs here that might be different types of graphs. So you'd have maybe line graphs showing some things. There could also be some bar graphs to help display information in different ways that could be helpful for different types of people, because everyone's different. So we want to create something that's good for everybody, not just one mindset, obviously. And then we also made some notes. So we went over a couple different websites that have these types of tools, investment calculators specifically, and did some pros and cons, and that's kind of what led us to what we want for this website. That being kind of the dynamic changing of graphs and numbers, the sliders, printables, and then I guess we don't show it on this picture, but there'd be some sort of description, whether that be probably not written out on the page because you want to have it be as clean as possible. But if this were to say investment or how much you're going to add every month, of course, if it just says investment, you wouldn't know what that means necessarily. So if you hover over the word investment, it would give a description of what this number is and how it fits into the graph and the formula. for investments. Um, and then maybe there will be links to other pages that give more information on investing best practices. Who knows what else? But yeah, that's the idea. And yeah, we're here in Visual Studio. We're using VUE, the VUE framework, because it's good for that dynamic changing of content based on input. So I think it'll be a good pick for this project. And yeah, we're just kind of in the beginning stages. With Visual Studio, we chose the View web page template, so it started us off with some files and some stuff that we're working with, and we're kind of just figuring out how things fit together right now. This title, though, is not working, so maybe we'll get rid of that. Um, so we've got our message here. Welcome to our suite of free financial tools. That'll have a message there as well. I believe we should get rid of this because it's not working. And then I think we had that defined somewhere else too. Const title class title. Yeah. I think we need to get rid of that. Oh, and this. I don't know. I don't think that's working. That's our message that gets rendered. Okay, let's see if this will pull up our web page now without any errors. Fingers crossed. This will put us back to where we started. Yeah. Okay, so this is kind of what it gave you to start out with, just a title and then your first line. So I easily changed those to Fine Math and welcome to our suite of free financial tools. That was easy. What we did that. So the P tags, that's for paragraph, just basically any form of text. H1, that'll turn into a title, so it makes it bigger and bolds it. And then our message here is defined as a string, which is just a bunch of characters. And that message variable, it gets defined here. So the question is, do we want to what's up, Emily? Thanks for the shout out. Stream number 2 going strong. So the question is, do we want to keep trying to get this text a different color? Or the other idea is to maybe figure out how to create a slider and an input box that change together. Or we could just figure out how to create a box or 2 boxes. Maybe the boxes would be easiest. We could also see if we can center. Um, let's pull up our web page and Google to make a box in components basics, create a view component. You can do this by running the following command. Div class box. Google AI is kind of nice sometimes. Export default. Simple box with the text. This is a box inside. I wonder if there is. There's no. I was looking for W3 schools. Export the component as a named export called box. Interesting. Usually gives you a website, um, but I think it just created that on its own. Okay, root, header, main, aside, article, item. So basically, I guess components can be considered boxes in Vue. So, as seen here, one component, another component, and another component. Component allows us to split the UI into independent, reusable pieces. When using build step, so script setup, ref, template button. I'm trying to figure out where the best place to start would be. I mean, we could start from introduction and work through this, but not that new. I mean, for Vue, it might be nice. Div ID app. Let's go ahead and throw that on the side. Grab this. See if we can just like compare what we have with what's over here. So an import create app ref from Vue. Use JavaScript framework for building user interfaces. It builds on top of standard HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, provides a declarative component-based programming model that helps you efficiently develop user interfaces of any complexity. Create apps, setup, run, count ref. So this is a JavaScript file, which makes sense. Over here we have JavaScript. We've got import app from Vue and Vue from Vue. Vue.config, production tip, true. I don't know what that is. But then we have new Vue, render H, and then I wonder. Okay, so importing our app, which is app.vue. App.vue imports home from our home.vue. Home is a component. Yeah. And it gets rendered here, I believe. So if we're looking over here, this is a template in JS. I think by template, it means component. They're kind of interchangeable. I mean, yeah, template is within a component, but it also has scripts and uh, style that can be scoped, which means it only applies to this component. The above example demonstrates the two core features of VUE: declarative rendering. VUE extends standard HTML with a template syntax that allows us to declaratively describe HTML output based on JavaScript state. So, depending on what maybe some calculations are, it will show something differently on the screen. And reactivity: VUE automatically tracks JavaScript state changes and efficiently updates the DOM data object message when changes happen. It's kind of the same idea. You may already have questions, blah, blah, blah. The progressive framework. Okay. So single file components. This is what we have up above in our home.view. So we've got our script. Actually, swapped these the other day when I was messing around with stuff. It obviously doesn't matter because our website's still rendered. I guess we can stop. I don't know if that affects anything when we're developing, but it could. So we got that up there. Export default. Name home, props, message. Template is a button, font weight bold. Maybe we try to. We have this paragraph. Let's see if we can change that by saying curly brace. We'll say font weight bold. I feel it gives you options. So that should apply to anything that has a p tag. Don't know. I don't know why it's underlining that. Sometimes it'll tell you if you hover it. It might be fine though. Let's see if that does anything to our paragraph. We're rendering that locally. There we go. So that worked. I wonder if, well, we can actually just add to the say color. I kind of want to try. It's gonna happen. Let me grab a color from a color palette I was looking at earlier. Should be able to just throw some text in here. That. Stop this. Re-render. This might be the easier way for us to change color. I was trying to assign a class to it. I think. Yeah, that is a dark green. Kind of hard to see on the white background. Might need to make that a little lighter. Um, let's Might look good on black. I wonder, there's got to be a way to change the background black. Do we do like dark theme as the default? Uh, Actually, hold on. Let's just change the H1. Let's make the H1 this color. Stop it. Run it again. We hit this, we'll see what we're gonna get over here. Okay, the bold looks a little better. Um, I mean, it's gonna be like decently sized if it's the main title. I wonder if this will change automatically. Say I get rid of this. Probably have to build the project every time. Oh, that's nice. I can change things on the fly. That'll make things much easier to see what we're doing. Um, Position center. Save. Not doing what I thought it would. View center. Uh, Too many pop-ups. Necessary only. Okay. Third class equals justify center. You got your div class. Vcard text content. Just apply the class equals text dash. Is it that easy? Class equals justifies. I wonder if that's a built-in class. Nothing. What if we just look up how to center text HTML? Use the center tag. I don't think the center tag. I guess text align. Text. Hear that, but there's a very loud motorcycle that just drove by. Hit save. So that did center it. I don't know what position does then. We can look that up. Position do CSS. Position static, relative, fixed. Position sticky. We'll keep things on the page. So, for example, we can't scroll, but if we could, position E, that's fine. Once we get more on the page, maybe, I actually don't know. I mean, depending on what you're on, probably gonna need a scroll, but it would be nice if the user didn't have to scroll at all to use the website. Um, let's just copy this. We'll add this to the P1 as well. Well, the P, they don't have numbers. Like that. Boom, boom. I mean, we're probably not even gonna have this here. We'll see. Um, yeah, I feel like so if this component, so it's titled home, but if I understand the VUE ideology correctly, where was it? Components basics. So they're different. You might have a root that gets imported into all these other pieces. The header kind of lives on its own. And if this is going to be the header, which is going to be like the title of the website, then we kind of just want it to be by itself. We'll probably add some stuff to it, such as tabs for other tools or a menu item, um, one of those menu hamburgers. But for now, it might just be this. We figure out how to put a border around it to match our drawing a little better. Boom, boom, boom. Which we're looking class home. Did I add this class? I must have. No, no, I don't think I did. That's home. But this is, I think that's referencing that. Component home, JavaScript. There. Have it if I need it. Didn't break anything. Let's get rid of it for now. And let's look up CSS up on the border. Looking good, looking good. So we want a solid border. If we were to add a class called header, we came down here and said div.header, I believe. We're going to do border style. And solid. Border color, I'm guessing, is an option. And we'll have that also be the dark sage green. Um, why don't we do color on just the div? I kind of want this to be like a dark brown. Although we might go with like a lighter brown, but this is the one I was thinking of doing. We save that, take a look. We have to do background color. Color. Yeah, that's not gonna look great. Although I know that we can make the border thicker. It's gotta be a way. Thick border width. If I do like 10px, that work? Yep. Color width. And then our H1, um, how to add a border to text surface font. Vertical shadow, blur, color, none. That's like a blur. Um, I don't know. What happens if we do that? I mean, not horrible, not great. What if we do like a gold X? I'll show you why. Is it too bright? What about like brown? Okay. Yeah, compared to this color, like almost more orange. I think the yellower the better. But if you look at sage green home decor, look at some images. I mean, this is almost the vibes I want for the website. Sage green wood kitchen. You'll see here in a second. I mean, I like this. Can we get these colors? Pull up another page. Hope this isn't getting too cluttered for you guys. Could actually open this maybe open image and new tab. And then we can go check this out, F12. You click on this, it gives you the option for a color picker. And we can come in here. Which color do we want? Maybe that one? That does look nice. I press copy on that. Let's see. It gives us RGB. Can we change this? The heck? Give us the hex though. Sweet. So we got that. Let's do it again. Oops. Gotta move it out of the way, obviously. Get a wood color. That might be too brown. I almost want a lighter color. Seems orange to me. But is like this gonna be too white? Right up here. We grab that. That's actually decent. Try it for our. Wait, I need to swap these, but we'll put this here for now. This, put it here. Grab this here. And then we want this maybe just goes black. There were some bronze ones that looked decent, but I think we ditch. I'm sure this is probably too big. We don't need this. Doesn't look too bad. We need to figure out how to get rid of the white around it. How to remove white. Yeah. Margin 0. So I believe that would go in here. Margin 0. Did nothing. Make sure. Margin 0. Yep. Yeah. Margin for the body to 0. Maybe this needs to be set to 0. I will control X to grab that. Come here and say div.app. Pressed, but it moved this over there. Back. Yeah. Still nothing. Well, okay. That's because that's an ID, not a class. It's an ID, we can just use it straight up, right? What if we just say div? Nope. Maybe we need to be more specific and say how to remove view. Pretty new to Vue, trying to learn how, with all the Vue applications that I developed, there seems to be a thin white border at the top and left side of the page becomes annoying. Try to I don't have a main style sheet, do I? Feel like this one is the main style sheet. Yeah, I did. How do I comment in CSS? A one line comment, a comment which stretches over several lines. I go boom, boom. View comment. Not a comment. Not a comment, guys. I just want to see if it's this. I guess the padding isn't necessary, but we'll keep it for now. So full screen, what we've got. Sorry. I almost want the border to be a wood grain, but that might be pushing it. Considering we want this to be kind of simple. So let's see if we can create a new component. So we're going to say add new item. You want a .vue file. .vue. Do we have a .vue? I'll probably title it .vue. TypeScript view single file component. Yeah, there we go. That's what we want. Let's say controls script language TS TypeScript. Maybe I don't have that on home. Might just remove that because I don't know what it stands for. Let's grab this. Where's that go in the script? Well, these are swapped as well. If I'm going to be creating new ones, I want everything to match. So let's move this up above. So everything's going to be the same. Controls, this is going to be called controls. No props yet. That's fine. Like having this comment just to lean that a little bit. But yeah, let's go ahead and build out another div. And we'll say investing options. That's going to be in a header. I guess we're on H2 at this point. My web typing to get the syntax and everything a little rusty. So as you can see, I saved this and nothing's rendering. I believe what we need to do is come to our app. Components, home, and controls, capital C. These need a comma. Yes. And we broke it. Oh, because we're not. Copy this. Getting controls. Controls. And we can do controls, I believe. Da, 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 da. No. Didn't break on us. Just didn't work. Which begs the question, why? The comma? We don't need the comma, right? Just to test my sanity, let's re-render this. I doubt that matters because it broke the first time we did this. It stops and starts up again. Let's see if we can find an example with multiple components. Still nothing. View multiple people. Yeah, I mean, theoretically, I think if I do this, it would do two of those. See if we can get that to work. No. Um, Interesting. What are we missing? Not like behind this, is it? We could always hit F12 to view. So this shows what's being actually shown on the page. Um, you can see all of our style. Lots of style. Hmm. Yeah, we're missing something. We're missing something. That's for sure. Template div app message. This is rendering this. Template. What do we need for this to show? Something different. Something different. Hmm. spelling this correctly, right? I don't know how I could spell it wrong, but you never know. What if we get rid of this? Nothing. Let's see it. So something has to be wrong with this. What that might be, I'm not sure. Um, let's see. Yeah, I'm honestly a little confused. Let's go ahead and let's look up maybe Visual Studio View object rendering. Don't think that's what we're looking for. Hmm. Sometimes Reddit has the information we need. Maybe we look up export default. Um, okay. Other tutorials, I see data being bound like that. When you declare that, that's typically your root view instance. New view, render, blah, blah, blah. Oh, Do I have to do this? I have to like use it in the template as if it's its own tag. So we would say controls. I don't know why that looks so wrong to me, but mm, on something. Definitely on something. But if I like copy this exactly, go boom, boom, make this an H2. This controls home, and it controls MSG equals stings. Component template should contain exactly one root element. You're using VIF on multiple elements, use VLSIF to change. Okay. How does it know this is my root? Is it just because it's app and then this renders app? So app can only render home, but then can home have multiple? That's the question. Or default home. Oops. Let's get rid of this. I didn't like that. Let's grab this. We're back there. We're gonna come here and say hey. Then this we can just say investing settings. Still not. That's okay. It's because we need to come here and say I think we just need to say that. I mean, literally what it is. Literally. I need to do a slashy slash. Hmm. True. That's how it's spelled. Mhm. Dot slash. Dot slash. We're missing something. We're missing something. Now we're really missing something. We get the same error. I'm not sure what's going on there. Um, get rid of that. Feel like we might be on the wrong foot here. Trying to read less. Ditch that, ditch that. I think we're gonna call this our win for the day. Got a title put up. We actually got to change the color of some stuff. I like the colors. The border may need some tuning. Something here doesn't quite fit. Might also be the font. Font might not be good. We might want to go with a sans serif instead of a serif font, which would just be a little more simplistic without the extra bobs and whatnot. The whoop whoops, if you know what I mean. But yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. Make sure we save everything here. I'll save all. Save all is Control Shift S. Oh, yeah, so I guess next time we're really just trying to figure out how to add another module. So we got one module. We want to add another module and see if we can start populating stuff in here. Because once we can get this stuff populated, then we can start doing JavaScript math computation in the back end, which is what will render some sort of graph, which we'll have to figure out how that works as well. But yeah, that's gonna be it for today. Um, made some good progress. I'm happy with it. Learning a little bit more about how VUE works. We're understanding how these files are all connecting. Um, we might draw it out a little bit, diagram how the files work together next time. Um, that might help us understand why we're getting some of those compiler errors when trying to do multiple components. And maybe we just don't understand components quite yet. But yeah, we'll try to draw out the file structure to see if it makes more sense that way. But thanks for showing up and watching, everybody, and we'll catch you next time. Later.